Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Old Pods podcast. I'm Alan, this is Paul.
Hello.
This week we are talking about our favourite martial arts movies. Continuing the theme where we jump from genre to genre, highlighting a few of our favourites from past and present alike. This week, martial arts. I think it's been a little bit of a challenge, this one, just because there's a lot of good martial arts movies from the past few decades, really, and beyond. So we've been a bit more selective with our lists. And at the end of the episode as well, Lawson, remind us all in case I forget, this is our 20th episode.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so we need to spin the
Snuck up
wheel
on
to
us.
see what we're going to do for the watch along.
Yeah.
So we'll do maybe 4 or 5 each. We'll see how we go for time, and then we'll spin the wheel at the end to see what we'll do as a watch along. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Or
You go first.
all right, I'll go first. I will go for a one, just because we were talking about Van Damme recently. I'll go with Bloodsport.
Yeah, I was thinking about Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport. I mean, it's hard to deny. Like, as much as Van Damme's a bit of a cheesy character, or can be classed as a bit of a cheesy character, particularly nowadays. There was a time back in the 80s and 90s when he was at his peak,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and movies like Bloodsport were absolute fire. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't see a martial arts or an action movie getting much better than that. And it was great. So it starts off, Frank Dukes, I think he's called. Is that right? I
Uh,
think he's called Dukes.
I think so. I get Bloodsport and Kickboxer mixed up a bit, like
Yeah, so
storyline wise, because they're kind of similar.
they're kind of similar. They're kind of similar. So Bloodsport's the one where, and it starts with a bit of a montage where you see all these different martial artists across the world training, doing their own kind of thing, and they get an invite to the Kumite, which is this underground, um, no holds barred martial arts tournament to find the best fighter in the world. And Frank Dukes is just, I think he's in the army or something like that, and you just see him training in a hall. But obviously, he's been, as the film goes on, you see a little bit of his backstory and how he trained with the koi. Remember, trying to catch the fish from the water
Maybe
in
I
little
can't,
bits.
remember. They all
Yeah,
blend
and there's
together
always
a
the
lot for me.
fucking the standard kind of splits training this Van Damme does inevitably.
Is that the one
There's a
with?
great shot in this one actually where he's doing the splits in, like, I think there's a couple. I think there's one when he's on the balcony and he's on like this monolith, this stone kind of pillar, and he's in full splits across there, looking out across the city, and he's doing all the hand movements and
Mm.
doing his breathing and he's meditating. And then there's another one where the guy, I can't remember his name, he's a funny guy who's like his guide, his host, if you like, for the committee.
Hmm.
This little like wise talking guy who like busts into his
Yeah.
room to find him, and he's in the splits in between two chairs, just bouncing in between. And the big guy who he's with, who he makes friends with from America, like
It's a big
this
fella with
big,
a
like
beard, isn't there? And
the big
scraggly
fella with a
hair.
beard, and
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
wrestler.
Hi.
And he's like, "Fuck, Johnny, that hurts me just looking at it. Off, fuck, Frankie, that hurts me just looking at it." Yeah, it's great. And then they
Yeah.
go to join the committee, and they eyeballing everybody up, and they're seeing who looks the best. And then there's the scene where they're like, "Oh, the masters have heard you trained with whoever he was, whatever he was called, and they want an example to show that you can be here, that you've learned enough, and that you're not full of shit," because he doesn't really
Mm.
train anybody. And they say, "Oh no, we want you to break a brick." And he goes over this stack of bricks, and they go up, and he like lines up to punch this brick on the top, and they go, "No, no, no, bottom one."
Yeah, I remember that scene. Yeah,
Yeah, and he
yeah.
like meditates over the bricks, and he like slams down on it, and the bottom brick just fucking
Yeah.
explodes. But then they go to the big brute American with the big beard, and they go, "You brick," and he goes, "Brick, I'll show you how to break a brick." And he like picks it up, and he like smashes this brick over his head. It like crumbles it into his hand.
Yeah,
And
that's
then there's the
the bad
guy,
guy's Bolo Young in that, isn't it?
Bolo, yeah, and then
Yeah,
Bolo sees him, and he like gives him a like little clap, and he goes, "Very good, but brick not hit back.
that's it. Brick don't hit back. Or yeah, that was. I was trying
Brick
to
don't
because I
hit
remember
back."
he had like a sassy line, and I was trying to remember
Yeah,
what it
it's
was.
class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
but it's great. There's a great scene in it. I love the great scene when the Kumite starts, and it's like a little bit of a montage of all the kind of opening rounds, and you see all the different fighters with all the different styles. Like there's a sumo in there. There's obviously the standard kind of martial artists like karate, taekwondo, and that's great. That little montage, I must have, because it was on VHS when I watched it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
must have hit rewind on that and watched it over and over and over again, like countless times. And a great soundtrack as well. I wish I could remember the music for it, but I remember thinking, this is banging. This,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was one of them films where where we would get it, you'd have it on VHS, and just like all the lads would come round and watch it, and it
yeah,
was the
yeah.
coolest thing you'd ever seen.
It
Yeah,
was, yeah. It was the kind of thing where,
it was the kind of thing
well,
that got
if
you,
there was like
made you
if it
want to
was
be a
like having
kickboxer or something.
like somebody sleep over or like
Aye,
mates around or something like that, and we're just fucking talking shit, we'd just have it on in the background. Yeah, but
yeah,
it was,
I love blood sports and kickboxing. I remember I loved them both. I couldn't tell you the difference between them, like because they just merge into one.
yeah,
But I do remember. I remember kickboxers one where he gets drunk and he does that awesome Van Damme
the
dancing in the
dance,
bar.
yeah, the
Yeah,
random dance,
fucking
yeah,
classic. Um, yeah, but yeah, they're both great films. Like, yeah, I should
yeah.
watch
But
them
that
again.
that
I've
was
not seen them in years.
that's my first one. Like I didn't want to, cause there's a like obviously Bloodsport in there and kickboxing. There's a few more Van Damme ones that could probably drop in as well, but I didn't want to. I've tried to mix it up a little bit because I was like chopping my list down. I've
Mhm.
tried to get a few different kinds of, or
Mm.
a few different actors from different movies. That's my first one, Bloodsport. I mean, watching it back now, I bet it's fucking a bit sketchy, but I'd watch it just for the fights. I'd probably skip through and just watch the fights again.
That's one of the things that I was considering when I was picking some of them up. I was thinking like a lot of them, the story's just complete shite in a
Yeah, it's
lot
just
of like
cock.
martial arts films. It's just there to like hang off some sick fight scenes.
Yeah,
Um, Sometimes even just one solid fight. Like it's yeah, because a lot of them they were churning them out so hard and so
oh,
fast. Like
fucking hell.
Van Damme, how many kung fu movies did he make? Well,
Oh
not
god,
kung
I
fu,
tell you,
but like
I
ass kicking movies did he make in the early '90s, like late '80s, early '90s? God,
yeah,
there was tons of them. Cyborg, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, just yeah, just firing them out. And I was thinking that myself. I was thinking that like, that's a good film with some good fights, but is it a good film?
yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, no, none of them are good films.
No. So
um,
fucking hell. Bloodsport, Lionheart, The Quest, Kickboxer, Hard Target, Double Impact, Street Fighter, Nowhere to Run, A
Double
Universal
Impact,
Soldier,
God, yeah.
Cyborg, Kickboxer, Hard Target 2, Death Warrant, Sudden Death, Maximum Risk, Hard Cops, Legionnaire, you know,
Time Cop, of course, the classic.
Time Cop, Double Team. Double Team was good actually. I
Is that
enjoyed
the one
Double
with
Team.
Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it was very cheesy, but it was very good.
Knockoff. Oh god, do you remember Knockoff?
No, I don't remember that one.
Knockoff was it had what's it called? I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, it had Rob Schneider in it.
Yeah,
Anyway, I
I
can't
don't
really
remember that at
remember the
all.
plot, and I remember the film being absolute dog shit. And it's got a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow.
But I remember, God, that's like just triggered a memory of that movie. I remember Rob Schneider. I remember there's a scene in the back of like the truck, and Van Damme's ended up shirtless for whatever reason, as he often does. And Schneider gives him like the loose shirt that he's got off his back to put on, and he puts it on and like moves his arm, and he like, I'm sure, like rips the sleeves on it or something like that when he
Mm.
tenses and puts it through his shirt. Yeah, but lots. What's your
um,
first one then? What you got for us?
my first one is one that I think I might have spoken about it before. It's called Drive with Mark Dacascos. I
Yes, yeah,
think we
I
might have
think you
mentioned about it
briefly
before.
mentioned it before.
It's
Yeah,
got Brittany Murphy in,
yeah,
um, and that's brilliant. And it's one of them films where you watch it and like this. It's a sci-fi kind of. It's a bit sci-fi daftness, but it's it always sort of baffles me a little bit that it never did as well as it really should have. I think
yeah,
because the fights are incredible, like really good sort of fight scenes, better than a lot of the stuff that was out at the time. Um, and I was reading about it earlier. I did a little bit of research, and I was reading that the the producers and stuff like that were really they thought it was brilliant. They thought it was going to be amazing, but it just didn't do
mm,
well. When they were sort of like subbing it out to be picked up, it just never really caught on. And
yeah,
it's a bit of an oddity because it really is like yeah, the fights are incredible. And Mark Dacascos, I mean, he's a great martial artist and he's a good actor as well. I mean, he was in John Wick recently, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's
One of
great.
them. And he was the Iron Chef, of course, legendary Iron Chef. Um, but yeah, it's such a it's very like of its time as well. When did it come out? I'm trying to say 97. So
97, yeah.
not too long before the Matrix. So I'm wondering if it's one of them that was maybe just sort of
Yeah, just swallowed in the
just
Matrix.
lost in the sauce when the Matrix came out, because as we know, the Matrix just changed absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's not the same, but it's he plays some guy. I think he's like a secret agent or something like that, or special forces or something, and he gets this device put in him that makes him stronger, faster. Like he can do super kung fu and that, and he's hard as nails. And he escapes with his device because he doesn't want it to fall into the wrong hands. Like evil government agencies and stuff like that. And he escapes, so they just send loads of people chasing him, loads of goons to catch him. But he has to go to sleep after he uses this device to do all of his awesome kung fu. He sort of conks out because he has to recharge a bit, and
Yeah.
it drains him. Um, so there's a few sort of bits where he's at the mercy of whoever he finds to help him. He's various friends along the way. He makes friends with this one guy who's kind of like his partner in crime and sort of comedic side character. And I think Brittany Murphy looks after him at one point. She's in it, and she sort of takes care of him while he's conked out after he kicks loads of ass. But yeah, there's a good fight scene in a hotel. I think it's like a motel room or something. Because the bad guys come after him with these like electric rods, because that turns off the device. Like if they zap him with these sticks, it like turns off the device and they'll not be able to fight anymore. And he's fighting loads. There's tons of them like barge into this tiny little motel room that he's in, when he puts the boot, he takes the boots off one of the soldiers, and he puts the boots on his hands because they've got rubber soles. Because then he can hit the sticks away. Like he can bash
Yeah.
the batons away with these rubber boots on his hands, and they melt while he's fighting. Um, and then at the end, they send out an upgraded version. Like the next version, a guy like a kung fu guy with the upgraded version of this device in him to one-on-one
Yeah.
take down Dacascos. So of course it's like the old device that's got a lot of heart versus the new
Yeah.
soulless device. That kind of vibe. Like what's that? Real steel. It's like that kind of shit with the robots. Um, that's a good film. It's not martial arts, but it's a good film. That.
Yeah, it is a good film. It's a
Um,
really good film.
anyway, yeah, yeah,
Great
and they have
family
they
film.
have this big showdown. I think it's like in a nightclub or something like that, or a big like restaurant or diner or something. They have this big old kung fu dust up at the end, and it's like motorbikes flying about and stuff, and it's all going off. Amazing film. Um, it never gets shown. Like you never see it on for a while. It was on like these back in the day of like Bravo and Movies for Men and stuff. Like on the Freeview and things. Was all them channels popped up where they were all
Yeah.
showing all sorts. All it used to be on a lot of them all the time, but yeah, you'd never see it anywhere now. But you can still get it on DVD. I've seen it in a couple of shops here and there, and it's almost always for coppers. You can pick it up for nout on
Yeah,
DVD,
fin out.
and it's absolutely worth getting. It's a bit of a cinema oddity of something that you watch and you think like this really should have been bigger and better than it was, and for some reason it just never got in front of the right
Just didn't
eyes,
hit.
um, or the right sort of marketing team that knew what to do with it.
It
But
might have even been like, cause there's a lot of movies that we, particularly in our close group of friends that we align
Mm.
with, and we've got similar tastes to. So we know the name Dacascos,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think at the time, or not that I can remember, he wasn't like a household name. Do you know what I mean? It could well have
No,
just
he
been his
wasn't.
name.
Yeah, he wasn't like a massive name. He wasn't sort of a yeah.
Yeah,
Um, it should have been the movie that made him massive. And
yeah.
he was in a fair few films, but I think he was always sort of a um. I think he played the villain in a few films. I know he was the villain in Romeo Must Die. I think he was
Ah,
the
that was a
guy who
great movie. That.
Jet
Yeah,
Li Jet Li had to fight him at the end. Everything was on fire, and
deadly.
they had a massive fight at the end. I think
Yeah,
Jet Li like broke his neck or some shit like that.
yeah.
Um, he was in that. He was in a few things, but yeah, uh, I think this should have been bigger than it was, and I think he should have been a much bigger star than he was. But
Hmm.
he's kind of having a renaissance, like he was good in John Wick as well. He
Yeah, it
played
was.
that part really good. He was
It
really
was
sort
really
of
good in John Wick.
sinister and sort of, but like cool.
Yeah,
And he was the Iron Chef as well. Fucking great.
Iron
Love
Chef.
Iron Chef. Yeah, yeah, that's my first one. Drive. Yeah.
All right, I'll go on to my next one that I've got on my list, and I'm not going to bang on about this one too much because it's fucking being played to death everywhere on the fucking internet. But it's one of the reasons I fell in love with martial arts when I was a kid. It's one of the reasons I started doing martial arts when I was a kid. Um, is Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think at some point, even and I'm not going to bang on about it too much, but I think it has to be in the conversation when we're talking
Mm.
about best martial arts films. And to be honest, I remember the premise of the story a little bit. I remember there was kind of it was drug dealing, and he was going in undercover to try and expose this drug lord or drug baron. Um,
Isn't that what a tournament as well?
it's a tournament, yeah. It's
Yeah, on an
holding a
island or
martial arts
something.
tournament on his
Yeah.
island, yeah. So
Ah, yeah, yeah.
that's his
Aye.
way of getting in and going undercover to get in. Um, and obviously John Saxon's in there, Bolo's in that one as well. Um,
Can't remember much of End of the Dragon. I remember the bad guy at the end's got a claw, hasn't he? He swaps his
yeah,
hand for it. Yeah, that's about
switches
all I
his
can
hand out to a
remember of it.
claw.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
It's when he gets the famous he gets cut with a claw and he like puts like a
Aye.
drop of the blood in his mouth and then spits it out and he fucking screams
Yeah,
at him while
it's
he's
in like a
fencing.
hall of mirrors or something, isn't it? Is
Yeah,
that? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but it's great. The little bits of action and fighting in there are great. The scene, the favorite scene of mine in the movie is when he's sneaking around at night and he puts like the black jumpsuit on and he's sneaking around and he's taking the guards out and then the alarm gets sounded while he's in the underground like base and all the guards are coming at him and he gets some nunchucks off one of the guys
Mm.
and he's taking out all the guards. And it's really fucking cool, really cool. And I remember looking at that when I was a kid and thinking, this is some of the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Mm.
And I think it was after because I like James Bond as well and I like the kind of spy stuff. And then I remember watching this and thinking, fuck me, James Bond doesn't fight like that. That is fucking sick. And it was great, absolutely great. Some great little cool bits as well. I always remember the bit in like the when they all arrive to the island for this tournament and they're having like a big show and a big spectacle, and the girls are like there's a group of girls that are dancing on the stage doing different like tricks and stuff, and one of them's got these little throwing darts, and she like throws the darts in like the apple across the
Mm.
room, and I thought that was fucking sick as well. Really cool. I can't remember too many of the details of it, but I really need to go back and give it another watch, really, because it well deserves it. Like I say, I'm not going to go on about it too much because everybody's probably eh, aware of it or seen something about it somewhere along the lines. Like it's
Mm.
Bruce Lee, do you know what I mean? So it's all over the internet.
It is End of the Dragon's like the proto martial arts movie, like, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's certainly not the first, but it's sort of the it's I think it made that kind of kung fu movie that sort of that I don't know it's got a vibe on it. It's like
it's got
I've
a
got an old one that's probably before End of the Dragon. I remember when End of the Dragon came out.
oh yeah,
Um, but it's they all had that vibe, like a kung fu movie vibe. I don't know
yeah,
what it is, like it's hard to nail down, but yeah, you could watch a scene from a kung fu movie that isn't a kung fu scene, but you could watch it and go, "That's a kung fu movie." That
yeah,
I don't know if it's
yeah. You just
the
knew,
delivery, like the
yeah,
theater of it, like because um yeah, but it was Enter the Dragon was sort of it's the one that set it all off. I think the
yeah,
the world's kung fu madness
yeah. It would have been great. Obviously, it was
yeah
before our time, but can you imagine like
yeah
how much it would have lit the world up when it first come out?
yeah. Aye, because I think that was the one that like stuck, sort of
Yeah.
thing in the popular culture, and yeah, and Bruce Lee obviously became a massive household name.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Live for an eternity now, like he's.
He's legend.
Uh, yeah, but that's my second.
On a similar note, sort of similar style. I'm going to do a little bit of Google now, but did you find out? What did you say when Thingy was out? Enter the Dragon when it came out?
79, I think.
79. Because mine's an old one as well. Oh, this one's 79 as well. I'm going
Oh,
to
it's
talk about
not
now.
73.
73. Shit. Oh, this one's
Fucking hell.
79. Um, yeah, there's one I watched called Fearless Hyena with
Oh,
Jackie
yeah.
Chan, and
Ah, Jackie Chan. Fucking, I've got no Jackie Chan
it was
movies in
one
me
of his
fucking house.
Chinese films. Like before he got like really big and started to move west. Like with these
Yeah.
um, but
What's it called?
Fearless Hyena.
Oh, yeah.
He's quite young in it, but he's a young sort of. I think he's like a young layabout. He's just doing daft stuff. He's just Jackie Chan comedy stuff, like
Yeah.
it's very slapstick and sort of it's not a serious movie, not really. It has some weird it's weird. It's all over the place. Um, yeah, he has various like misadventures, sort of. I think he's just like a bit where he's selling coffins or something like that,
Yeah.
and he gets fired or something like that, and I think his grandpa or his uncle tries to train him martial arts, but he doesn't take it seriously. He's just goofing off. But he has a run in with like a gang, like a martial arts gang led by like an evil kung fu master, and I think they beat him up, and I think I've got the DVD somewhere. It's been a while since I've watched it. I always say that. I think his grandpa gets killed or something by this kung fu master, and so he goes and trains with a guy to finally do his training properly.
Yeah.
And he teaches him the way of like sort of fighting through his emotions, fighting with sadness and fighting with joy and stuff like that. Um, and it all culminates in this big sort of one-on-one fight with this kung fu master, and he's got ridiculous white mustache and white hair that's obviously glued on, like the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, I can
But
picture
it's
it actually. I can picture it.
yeah, yeah.
It's almost like a parody. In one of my
It
movies, I've
looks
got like,
like, yeah, when you
yeah,
look at it now, it looks like a joke, but it's just it's what all the parodies took the piss out of, like that
yeah,
kind of thing. But there's some great fights in it. The end fight is tremendous. It's a bit like cheesy, but it's really good. Like Jackie Chan's just next level in it. His physique is like outrageous.
it's
Like you'd
ridiculous,
never
isn't it?
think, because we only ever seen him in like from say like in the West. It's pretty much Rumble in the Bronx onward, and after that he like kept his clothes on. But when
Yeah,
in these ones when he was young, he was like he had his clothes off all the time, and he was unbelievably ripped and shredded. Like it's just fucking insane. And his
yeah. I'm
training
looking at some of the
montage is
images now.
great.
Some of the images are just the ridiculous, like the like next level.
There's a bit where he's pulling these like I think they like logs or something, but he's got one log with a rope around it on each hand. So he's like
Yeah,
pushing forward with one hand to push a log for, and then he's pushing the other one with his hand, and like moving these. He's walking along and pushing them with his hands as he's or pulling them, I should say, um, tied to his hands. It's fucking unbelievable. Like it just yeah, it just makes like Arnie and Sly and like all of our classic muscle men, big movie men. Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, just like look like amateurs, like he's so shredded in it. But it's the whole thing's done with like a lot of humor, like there's a scene where he's training or he's having lunch with the guy who's training him and he's trying to eat and the guy who's training him's like sort of
Oh,
they've both got chopsticks and he's like taking the food
I've seen that clip.
out of
Yeah, I've
Jackie's
seen it.
mouth and stuff like that. Um and like knocking his chopsticks to the side. They have this full on kung fu scene where they both just like Jackie's trying to get the food and the guy's taking the food off him or knocking it out or like knocking
Yeah,
his
just taking the
chopstick.
piss.
And it's fucking brilliant, like the choreography's insane to sit with chopsticks and little bits of food. Um, yeah, it's only a short scene, but it's the sort of attention that goes into it's amazing. But I think that's a hallmark of all those old kung fu movies. The fights are like meticulously
Oh,
you can really see like the attention. Nothing's like left to the edit. It's not like we'll do two or three quick cuts there.
no,
It's like no,
no.
run it again. Like you can tell that they've run them again and again and
Yeah,
again, and these super
there's
tight,
nothing hidden. There's no like hidden shots or kind of like you said. There's no cuts away or
like
anything like that.
choppy
It's just
edits where like there's like six cuts in a second.
none of it. None of it.
Yeah,
It's all just pure
it's like
choreography.
long
Yeah,
camera holds on like yeah, and like
yeah.
if like everything's in frame. There's nothing like hidden. There's
No,
no the footwork's not hidden or Yeah,
No, we're going to start here. We're
absolutely.
going to finish here, and if you fuck up along the way, we'll start
We'll
again.
start again. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It is one of those films. Um, there's a similar one with like a similar quality of fight scene is what's it called? I think it's Males on Wheels or Wheels on Nails. I think it's Wheels on Nails. Another Jackie Chan one, and again, bit daft slapstick comedy type thing. But there's a fight that you fight at the end. He fights Benny Urquidez,
oh,
the
fucking
the
fantastic
kickboxer.
fight scene.
It's like in a castle, and Benny's got
Oh
like a
my
suit
god.
on, and Jackie's got like this sexy little crop top type thing on.
Yeah.
But it's an incredible fight scene, and Benny does that. He does that roundhouse where he blows the candles out with his
Blows the
foot.
candles out.
Aye,
Oh,
and it's a real shot. He did that with his because they were. I was reading that they didn't know how they were going to do that. They said, "Well, he was a big fan," and Benny was like, "I can do that," and he did it
no, I can do
like
it.
mid shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable, incredible. Like yeah, and again, you can
It's,
tell it's just meticulous planning and like all long shots, open shots. Like you
yeah.
can see everything. Just yeah, amazing. Um, yeah, and he did another a similar one. Yeah, Art of Snake and Crane, the Jackie Chan one. That's a brilliant one as well.
Yeah.
A little bit more serious, not quite as slapstick as Feel as Hyena, but still a brilliant film with amazing fight scenes in it. Guess that was just a Jackie Chan shout out for that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, if I'd have thought on, I would have done similar because
Mm.
there's so many like little bits of Jackie Chan, and yeah, like his martial arts were fantastic. They were another level.
Oh,
Like,
I think for all the people, all the love that Bruce Lee gets is like the guy, the kung fu guy. I think
yeah,
Jackie Chan was ahead. I think
he was
yeah.
fucking
I mean, he's
so
obviously
so
been
good.
alive a lot longer to do more, but he's
Yeah,
yeah, his martial arts is just absolutely second to none. I think
yeah.
in like
Just
movie martial art.
I can't wrap my head around how hard he must have trained to particularly just to move his body in the way he
Oh,
did. Like
he's
the way,
got to be
even the way that
yeah.
he like scaled things and like those shots when he was climbing and
He's
jumping about.
climbing all his parkour stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just yeah. Not even so much his fights, just the choreography of the scenes,
yeah,
like running around stuff, and things were falling. He was catching them,
yeah,
and like he was jumping through stuff to catch stuff on the other edge.
yeah.
Just unbelievable. Like yeah,
And to be able to
um,
do that in his, and I know he wanted to push more into comedy when he got older, but still to be able to do all of that with that kind of same kind of level of flair, and at the same time think about putting the humor in it as well.
that yeah, keeping it light. Like it never
Yeah,
it never turned into like violence, like outright violence. It was always a bit daft. Like
yeah,
he'd hurt
absolute
his
genius.
he'd hurt his hand, like he'd stub his toe or something, like in the
Yeah,
middle of a
yeah, yeah,
fight, and he'd jump around,
yeah.
because it hurt and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movies. Yeah, well, I enjoyed the Rush Hour movies. They were great. They were great fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Rush Hour was just yeah,
It was class. Yeah, Chris Tucker was a brilliant like counterpart to
yeah,
Jackie.
yeah.
Great. But I
Jackie was a
liked
good straight man. Yeah.
the Shanghai movies as well. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Night.
I don't think I've actually seen them.
Oh, they're good. They're really good.
Yeah,
They're well worth a watch.
because Owen Wilson wasn't it? He was a cowboy.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
Just funny again.
yeah.
Just really funny.
I'll have to have a look for them.
And good bits of humour in there. Good bits of action. There's, he liked to put an outtake in it. Jackie Chan as well, didn't he? In the end of like
Oh,
the
his credits always had outtakes
yeah,
on, didn't he?
like the
Yeah,
outtakes
yeah.
and the
That was his
bloopers.
thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
a
They were
great
good.
one at the end of Shanghai Noon. So obviously he's from the east and he goes over to the Wild West. It's set back then, and he end up fighting some guys. And there's a scene in the movie where he gets a couple of tomahawks chucked at him, and his back's against the wall against a tree, and he like catches both these tomahawks out the air and
Mm,
throws them back at the guys after he's caught them in the air. And in the movie, I'm pretty sure that they catch them again when he throws them back at
mm.
them. But in like the outtake, he's like, I got his back against this tree, and he catches the tomahawks, and he throws the first one, and you just hear an almighty smash in the background off camera, and Jackie Chan face goes, shit. It's just great. It's really, really good. So, yeah, shout out Jackie Chan, absolute fucking legend.
Aye, yeah.
What have I got next? I've got what we like for time. 30 minutes,
I
30
fuck
time.
the time.
I got again another one. It's not so much that not by a long fucking stretch of the imagination. Is it the best fights, the best choreography, whatever, whatever, whatever? It's just another one. As a kid, when I watched it, I thought this is one of the reasons why I want to do martial arts when I get older. And it was the Karate Kid, the original one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did karate because of the Karate Kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I thought it was
yeah,
so fucking cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just great. Like, and I've watched it recently a few times, and it doesn't really hold up. Like, and I watched it on the back of watching Cobra Kai,
Mhm.
the series, which I enjoyed. Cobra Kai was really good, and I thought, oh, I'll give Karate Kid another shot because I just loved it as a kid, and it doesn't really hold up. Um, but all of the training stuff when I was a kid mesmerized us. Like
Oh yeah,
the methodology of Mr. Miyagi, like, oh, what's the car, like wax on, wax
yeah,
off, paint the fence up and down, and then a little scene when he goes, right, I'm going to tell you, and he goes, paint
yeah,
the
yeah,
fence, and he's like blocking him, and he goes, wax on, yeah, and he's like clean the floors, and he's blocking all of his moves, and
yeah.
it's
When it
just
all
it
comes
was sick,
together, yeah,
yeah. And then obviously from that point, like his training ramps up again, and it was just great. Like it's such a feel good movie of mine. Like
yeah,
just remembering watching it as a kid, thinking this is class. This is
yeah.
one of the reasons that I want to do martial arts,
Hmm.
or one of the reasons that I want to do martial arts. And it was just good fun. There's not a lot really I can say about it other than that, like because
Yeah,
the movie's not particularly great. I don't know how well received it was. To be fair, I'll have a quick look
I
now.
remember it being really big at the time. Like when it came, I mean, we were really young when it came out. But I remember it being really massive, and everybody was
Yeah,
talking about it. Like it was a big movie.
1984 came out. That's not bad actually. 7.3 IMDb and 81% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mhm. Yeah, I thought it was done well. Like, yeah,
Yeah, but it's just another one that hits home for me when I think of martial arts movies. That's not great. It's not the best martial arts, but it's just
because it was the thing with Karate Kid. It wasn't about the fights. It was about
no.
the relationship with Mr. Miyagi, the trainer,
Yeah,
and the master and
yeah,
the apprentice, so to
yeah.
speak.
Exactly. Yeah,
Um,
it was the
and you never really saw that in martial arts films. Like you would see the master and the apprentice relationship, but they had like a because he was like a father figure because
mm,
Daniel didn't have a dad, did he?
yeah, yeah,
Or he's I can't remember now, but his dad had died or left or whatever. Um,
yeah,
yeah, but it was that sort of it was that more nurturing sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
trainer and sort of apprentice
Yeah, it
um
was giving him
relationship.
a sense of discipline as well, and
Yeah, yeah, because
instilling
he was like
because
a punk, wasn't he, at first? Yeah, he was
yeah,
like a little
yeah,
dumbass.
that
Yeah,
kind of father figure that brought in the discipline of the martial arts and
uh,
the restraint and the control
mhm.
that he never had, that he kind of found
Yeah, because
through
Miyagi was
Miyagi.
always like very calm and then sort of
Very
yeah, he
calm,
was
yeah,
yeah, aye,
yeah, and I always loved that as well. I always thought that was cool as fuck. Like how he wasn't the one that would look for a fight, but he could finish the fights.
yeah, he was like because there's that scene where he beat up the kids in the skeleton suits because
Yeah,
they were going to beat up Daniel and Mr. Miyagi turns up and saves them like
yeah,
effortlessly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Even
aye,
with Kreese at the end, when Kreese tries to have a go at him at the end, and
yeah,
he's not really fighting back. He's just deflecting his blows, and Kreese is like punching out the car windows and stuff.
yeah. Yeah, he has a showdown in the second one, doesn't he? Miyagi he turns up at the dojo and he beats them all up.
Yeah, he beats them all up in the dojo. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they give Daniel a good hiding, don't they?
yeah, they get him there on false pretense,
Yeah,
don't they? And Kreese turns up.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is that when he goes there for, or which is the one? I might be getting them mixed up. Which is the one where they go and they trash his? It might be three when they go and they trash his little the the bonsai factory that he's got and they smash all of his trees and stuff.
sounds familiar, but I can't really remember.
Yeah, I can't
I kind
remember.
of
But
discern
anyway,
much of it.
it's a
Yeah, it's
similar
been a
kind of
while.
thing. Similar
Um,
kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. No, Karate Kid was great. It was. I remember like being at school when we were little kids, we were infant school, but we were. I distinctly remember we were arguing over who got to be Mr. Miyagi when we were
Yeah.
playing. Not who got to be Daniel because he was like the cool young lad. We were all fighting to be Mr. Miyagi because he was just
Miyagi.
this
Yeah.
cool sort of badass character,
Yeah,
like it
Miyagi
was
was great.
yeah, he was the ultimate karate fighter.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
But no, yeah, it's yeah, like you say, not the best story, not the best martial arts, but it's got so much sort of yeah, it's got so much soul about it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed Karate Kid.
Mm.
I never saw the updates with Will Smith's kid. Any good?
No,
Did you watch them? No, I
no.
didn't think
I mean,
so.
I'm saying no. That's a bit harsh. It's not horrendous, but like I've seen it once. I probably don't need to watch it again.
Yeah, I
Mm,
figured that would be the case. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing the new one, although I don't think that's been well received.
new
Um,
one?
Legends just come out a couple of months ago.
Oh Christ.
It's
Yeah.
got Daniel's back again, and he's working with Jackie Chan, who's the Miyagi figure in
Yeah, he was Will
the one
Smith's
in
son's trainer.
Will
Yeah.
Smith's trainer. Yeah,
All right.
and they work together to train this new kid. Um,
Oh, fucking hell.
yeah, Karate Kid Legends.
Never heard of it.
Mm,
I
yeah.
shan't. I shan't be bothering. Um.
Uh,
Anyway, my next one. You've probably
yeah.
seen it. I think everybody's seen it. Ip Man.
Oh, Ip Man's
Ip
class.
Man's a fucking great film.
Ip Man is
It
class.
feels like it's absolutely chock full of fights, but I don't think it is.
No, I don't
I
think
think
it
it's
is
got a good
either.
amount of fights in it, but I don't think it's as I don't know. And it's once again, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm just going to get a t-shirt with that fucker on. Um, uh, um, but it feels like a long film because it crosses over like not lots of time periods, but it goes from like peacetime through
yeah,
to like wartime when because Japan invades, don't they? And
yeah,
the bad guy does the bad guy does karate. He believes in the superiority of karate
yeah,
to kung fu to Wing Chun kung fu. Um, yeah, good film, lots of good fight scenes, but there's a couple that stand out a lot. There's the one where like the local thugs before the war happens, the local thugs come to Ip Man's because they beat up all the other karate masters in town.
mm,
Then they go to Ip Man's house because they've heard that he's the best, like and the lead thug wants to challenge him
yeah,
because he's good at martial arts and they fighting in Ip Man's house and they break all of his stuff and every time he breaks something, Ip Man's like you have to you buy that, you have to pay for that.
yeah,
And the thugs saying like, I'll buy that. Don't worry. And it's got like that comedy kind of, like yeah, almost Jackie Chan esque sort of comedy in it. Because every
yeah,
time they break something and halfway through the fight, the kid, his son comes out and his bike and like wheels through the room. And he's saying like, my mother says if you break anything else, she's going to kill you both, sort of thing. And then he just cycles off again, and they continue kicking the shit out of each other. Um, but it's got that one scene where the Japanese military guy, commander, where he's making them fight for rice. He's making the Chinese fight karate, his karate team, because he trains the karate team, the military
oh
team in
yeah, yeah,
karate.
yeah,
And he's saying if you survive a fight with my karate guys, you get a bag of rice because
yeah,
everybody's starving. And I think they kill a guy. I think they kill like one of Ip Man's friends
yeah. They
because
do.
Ip Man's sort of
Well, if I
like
remember
staying
right,
out.
it's been a long time
Yeah,
since I've
he's
seen
not
it.
fighting because this karate guy wants to fight Ip Man because he
Mm,
wants to prove the superiority of karate. And Ip Man says he says like I don't want to fight one. He's like I'll fight all of you. I'll fight 10 of you at the same time.
yeah,
It's this fucking massive paga where he just kicks the shit out of everyone for a
yeah,
bag of rice, and it's fucking amazing. Um, just that like super fast rabbit punch shit.
yeah. It's class, isn't
Um,
it?
amazing fight scene. It's got this really cool music that sort of ramps it all up, and the film itself, I remember like it goes from when it's like before the military rolls up, it's all everything's colourful. All the shots are really everything's full of colour, and after the
Yeah.
military turn up, it's all quite grey and sort of
And then I
and
was going to say
muted
it
and
drops,
blue.
and it's
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like everybody's miserable, and it's yeah. And then at the end, of course, he has a fight with the karate military guy.
mm,
Um, I've seen it Man 2. That's good as well. Great film. Not quite as good as the first, but still a good film. Brilliant fight with Sammo Hung in it. He was a fucking legend, director
yeah.
and actor as well, obviously. Um, Great fight on a tabletop. Have you seen that
Mm,
one?
don't think so. It doesn't ring a bell.
I think he has to fight the make Ip Man fight uh, they're like the masters to be accepted as a trainer and a
Mm.
master, and he has to fight like the council of elders, in this. It's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
it's like a club that they're all in, and they have a tabletop. It's a massive round tabletop on top of a bunch of stools, and you have to fight on top of it and not fall off. But it's not nailed down or anything; it's wobbling, so they have to keep
yeah,
it balanced while they're fighting as well. Um, and it's when they both on there fighting, it's super tight. And him and Sammo Hung go at it on this tabletop. It's brilliant. It's like a
mm.
proper nail biter, sort of.
Yeah. I'll definitely give that a
Yeah.
Google. Like,
Um.
there'll be clips all over for it. It sounds
Oh,
class.
tons of clips on. Yeah, they're fairly old films now. I mean, Ip Man One was 2008, but YouTube will be wick with them. But yeah, brilliant fight scenes. I don't know. And Ip Man One, watch that all the way through. It's a proper roller coaster. That like great
Yeah,
film. And it's Donnie Yen. I mean, who's a legend in his own right of choreography and fights and stuff like that.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, he's a Blade too. Fucking sick
Mm-hmm.
film.
What
But
we
yeah,
like for time 41. All right, we'll do one more each, and that'll give us enough time for the wheel. And then we'll do a few honourable mentions as well, because I've still got a few to run through.
yeah, I go on
We'll
there.
go. I don't really want to do that. So the one of the ones I've got on is, I think it might be one that you mentioned, so I don't want to mention that one yet. The other two that I've got on, we wanted, I was going to bring up and talk about, were the Matrix. But we spoke about the Matrix before.
Uh,
I think everybody spoke about the Matrix before, so I'll not do that one. But another one a little bit more modern, and it's probably not now. I'm calling them modern. It's still probably about 20-year-old now. Is Kill Bill?
oh shit, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Never even thought of that. Yeah,
Kill Bill had some great fights in
solid
that.
shout. Yeah, yeah, great fights. Aye.
Great fights in that. Uma Thurman, like, completely out of left field. I never thought she'd be able to pull it off when I seen like that was announced and it was coming out back in the day, and she knocked it out the park. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Aye, great film.
fucking hell. She had some great, great scenes in there. Great fights.
Especially the first
Oh,
one. First one was a proper Kill Bill one was like a proper kung fu
oh
movie.
yeah, Kill Bill 1.
Yeah.
I didn't really rate Kill Bill
Two
Volume
was
2
two was a bit
that
more of a,
much.
like a western sort of thing. It had like a western vibe
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
I loved one. One was fantastic. Um, but they do blend together a little bit when I'm thinking about the fights in particular.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover timeline wise, isn't there? Like there's the timelines are a
Yeah,
little bit blurry. Yeah.
but even from the first, I think it's the first fight in the first one when she goes to um the house, and they're just having like a conversation. I'm sure they're having a
Yeah, yeah.
conversation in the kitchen or something, and then they
Uh,
break out, and it's just class. The fight with can't remember what the actress is called. Oh, shit, I'm terrible with names. But the one where they're fighting in like the caravan. Is it like a caravan or a
oh
trailer
yes, it's
park or something?
is Daryl Hannah?
Daryl Hannah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
got one eye, hasn't she?
She's got one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the fighting in there, that's super tight. That's really good. Obviously, the big fight at the end of Kill Bill 1, when she's
And
breaking
the
into
nightclub.
fights,
Yeah, the
Lucy
crazy
Liu.
88. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell. That is phenomenal. I mean, it's very, very, very stylized and very dramatic. And
It's like old school wire kung fu sort of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Lucy Liu? Is it Lucy Liu that she fights at
Yeah.
the end of that?
She's like the big boss of Kill Bill one.
Yeah.
Or Ren Ishii, I think she's called.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
fucking hell. I mean, it's just great. It's great. And I like Tarantino movies. I'm not the biggest Tarantino guy in the world, but I do think his movies have got a place. I think they're good. I enjoy watching them. I'd go back and watch any of them again, really. Kill Bill Volume 1 was just great. And I'm sure I read somewhere or I seen somewhere or I seen an interview with Tarantino. And don't quote me on this because I think, because it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure that he said as much fun as he had doing it, that he wouldn't do it again because it was so fucking difficult.
Oh, it'd be hard, but yeah, I bet it's hard work doing martial arts, especially when
Yeah,
you're not of a martial arts background.
yeah,
It's yeah, I bet it's tricky. Aye, it's like learning a whole new language.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I imagine.
yeah. But very good. That's the other one I had on my list to mention. Not honourable mentions, but the other one that I had on was
Mm.
the Matrix, and then I mentioned the other one when we're doing honourable mentions, just in case it's your last one that we chat
Yeah, I've
about.
got one more. Uh, Kiss of the Dragon, Jet
Oh
Li.
yeah, fuck yeah, great shout.
Brilliant film that way. He's a I think he's like a Chinese Secret Service or something like that,
Oh, I
or
can't remember. It's been a long time
I think
since I've seen that.
he's like a cop or a spy, something like that. He's a good guy. Um, and I think he gets sent to France to because he's doing like I think he's doing an operation with the French to catch a Chinese drug dealer or like weapons export, something like that. A bad guy essentially. Where
Yeah.
I think the French cops, like the French cop team, they're corrupt, and I think they try to kill Jet Li, or frame him as like being part of it all because
Mm.
they're involved in it. I think that this French team of cops, they're involved in the drug movement and stuff like that, or weapons or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in on it, and I think they try to kill him, but he gets away. He escapes, and he sort of decides on revenge. And there's a hooker like who gets called at the hotel while they're doing this sting. She escapes. She makes it out, and Jet Li, it's Bridget Fonda.
Bridget
Um,
Fonda.
she has to go to he has to find her because she's the evidence. She's the key to all of it, and they're trying to
Yeah.
find her, and he's trying to find her. Um, he's just kicking ass around France, really kicking the shit out of people.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
Jet Li's another one where he's got some absolute fucking bangers of movies.
oh yeah, he had a like a solid run in sort of early to mid 2000s.
Yeah.
It was Kiss of the Dragon, Romeo Must Die,
Romeo
Cradle of the
Style was
Grave,
great.
um,
Remember the one he did Unleashed?
Unleashed, yeah, Danny the
On
dog,
Yeah, Unleashed was
Bob
great.
Hoskins, brilliant
Super
film.
violent.
The
The
One,
one.
the
The
One,
one.
I Am
Yeah,
New
that's
Law.
class. It's one of
I am
Kevin's favourite movies, that one, isn't it?
Kev
Kevin
loves
likes
it,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
I am nobody's bitch.
Yeah.
Um, Brilliant film, but for me, Kiss out of all of them, for me, Kiss of the Dragon is just the peak. Yeah, some brilliant fight scenes. There's a couple of twins in it. It's like a little one and a big
hmm
one. They've got white hair. And the big one's like a muscly dude, and the little one's a kung fu dude.
Yeah.
And he fights them in like an office. Um, like a bullpen kind of office with loads of tight little cubicles. He fights them in that, and it's a fucking brilliant scene. It was one of them that when it came out, everybody was talking like it was the one you've got to see it. It was like the height of cool. I think it was what year was it? It was early 2001. So it was just after Matrix. Um,
Yeah.
so like kung fu was coming back in. Like it was getting cool again because Matrix started to make kung fu really cool again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it wasn't like cheesy wire stuff. It was
Yeah, it
getting to
was
be badass.
cool and
Um,
fast and violent.
yeah, aye, and yeah, it was. I don't know how it was taken, how it was reviewed by the world. I'm on IMDb. 6.6 on
Uh,
IMDb deserves higher than that. Bullshit that.
yeah, it does deserve higher than that.
And
53
IMDb.
on Rotten Tomatoes as well,
Oh,
deserves higher than that
kiss
as
my
well.
ass. Absolute Philistines. Um, uh, what else he was in now? War with Jason Statham. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's brilliant. It's just a solid it's a solid one shot movie. There's no sequel bait, no shit like that.
Yeah,
Like
it's just that. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah,
just a
and
like a
he did a good run of them as well. Actually, he did a good run of
yeah,
movies
just
where
like one
it was
offs.
just one
Yeah,
shots.
it's
Yeah.
brilliant. Aye.
Hmm.
Yeah, no shared universe, none of that shite.
No, I've got no
Um,
problem with a good movie that's just a good standalone movie.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Same as video
Mm.
games. I love it. I couldn't give
Yeah.
a shit about sequels.
No, if
Yeah.
you've got a good, strong enough story, you don't need to have all the shite.
No. Um,
Mm.
yeah, but yeah, that's my last one. Kiss of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Absolutely tremendous
All
film.
right, and we'll do some honourable mentions, and then we'll run this wheel. So the other one that I had on my list that I was going to chat about in a little bit more detail was the Raid.
Oh God, yeah. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah,
The Raid. I thought
yeah,
I would have put money on that being on your list. That's why I was holding because I thought Lawson's bound to have that on there.
yeah.
The
I'd
Raid
have the
was
Raid
great.
2. I thought the Raid 2 was. I think Raid 1 was a good action movie. I think Raid 2 was a good martial arts movie.
Raid
There's
2 is
more
the one with
fighting in
the
Raid
big
2.
fight in the kitchen, isn't it?
Yes, he fights
Oh,
with a
class.
knife. You've got the knives, in the
Yeah,
kitchen and the
yeah.
sprinklers. Fucking unreal that
Uh,
like.
Other honourable mentions I've got is another one from being a kid that was just daft fun, but as a kid it was enjoyable. Was Three Ninjas
Oh, behave,
with
mens.
the three kids. It was class. It was good fun. It was good fun. Big Trouble in Little China. I've spoke
Oh
about Big
yeah,
Trouble
yeah,
before
Big
loads of
Trouble.
times, but
Yeah,
there's
Big Trouble's
great
amazing.
martial arts in that class. John Wick movies, obviously, have got great martial arts scenes in there. And these next few aren't necessarily martial arts movies, but they've got fight scenes in that I always think about.
Fighty movies. Yeah.
Fighty movies. Under Siege with Steven Seagal.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Steven Seagal had, I mean, Steven Seagal's a funny one because I know he gets a lot of shit online about being a martial artist. And I remember these fight scenes were very good, but they were very cut away. Like, you know, there was a lot of camera tricks in them. It didn't
Uh-huh.
roll like the Jackie Chan ones did when there was the camera
Yeah.
was on and they were rolling. It was very cut away to his hands are doing this, come back to him, cut back to
Mm.
something else, backwards and forwards. But I enjoyed them. That's why they get an honourable mention. The Bourne movies, again, another one where the scenes are quite quick and cut away and cut back and
Uh-huh.
well, backwards and forwards. But each one of those movies has got a great little fight scene in. And a couple from left field, the fight scenes in Troy with Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah.
Those fight scenes are great. I love those fight
Yeah. That fight
scenes.
with Hector's good.
Yeah, the fight with
Yeah.
Hector.
Outside the city walls. Yeah.
That fight with Hector, I remember seeing a making of when they were talking about that fight scene. And the fight choreographers got given the script and said, "This is what we're going to do. It's a big fight. He's going to fight Hector. All eyes are going to be on him. It's a pivotal point of the movie." And they're okay, okay. And they read like the brief, and all it said in the brief was Achilles fights in a godlike manner. And they thought, "Fucking hell, what the fuck do we do with this?"
Mm.
Like, imagine getting that as a brief and trying to work with that. Jesus Christ. And the last one, similar again. Um, Gladiator. There was some great little fights in Gladiator with Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
It was
Aye.
great. A lot more fisticuff, a lot more kind of vicious and unrefined.
Yeah.
Well, there was some cool
But
little
still,
fights
yeah,
in
it's
there.
still good action fight scenes though. Yeah.
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 And then my honourable mentions to rattle through.
Yeah.
One of
I've
it.
got a few honourable mentions and yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't make it in as full ones, but still good. Ong Bak. Remember Ong
Class.
Bak? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony was
Tony
Tony
Jaa.
Jaa? Yeah.
Tony Jaa.
Fucking meant them. The fights in that was like
Oh, there's a,
they were they felt like it was like a new type of kung fu movie.
yeah.
It was so like violent
Yeah.
and like realistically violent. You know, it was
There's an early fight in that where a guy goes to attack him and he drops him in one shot.
is it
And
where
it
he like
looks
leans
like,
down and knees him in the chest or
yeah,
something, and it
his
just
knee comes
looks
right up
yeah,
across him
it
and
looks
it's
fucking agonized. Yeah, like
fucking
it
absolutely
just looks
brutal.
like he stops his heart or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's a brutal kick. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah, Ong Bak films. I think there's a few of them, but yeah, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
Um, not a strict kung fu movie, but Kung Fu Hustle. I love that film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a bit funny and there's a lot of effects in it, and it's not meant to be a straight up kung fu movie, but there are some good fight scenes in with some good martial arts guys.
There is.
Especially at the beginning, there's a bit where the guys first attack, and there's kung fu masters living in the apartments, and they sort of clean up. There's a guy with he's got like a staff, like kung fu dragon pole or something.
Yeah.
And the other guy with the rings on his hands, he's
Yes. Yeah.
pretending to be
Yeah.
like a camp sort of tailor, I think. And
Yeah.
the baker, I think he's the guy with the staff. They sort of leap into action to start saving everybody, and that's a great fight scene. That
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, Kung Fu
Yeah.
Hustle's
It's
brilliant,
class.
and it's very funny as well.
It is very. It's
Um,
very funny.
and that other Jet Li film, Hero, you see that?
Oh yeah.
Really
Yeah.
long sort of Chinese epic, like it's
Yeah.
like a proper historical epic.
Mm.
Um, yeah, not a strict super martial artsy film. Some
Mm.
good fights in it, but it's not like yeah, it's more of a historical yeah, like a period piece
Yeah.
with fights in than a fight movie. But
Yeah. What did?
he fights a guy. There's a fight near the beginning with a guy. I think he's called Silver Spear. That's a fucking brilliant fight scene that.
Yeah.
Because they don't actually fight. You see the fight scene playing out, but the two characters don't actually fight. It's like
Oh, they're just
they
playing it out in
played
the
it out in their
mind.
heads,
Yeah,
and they accept, yes, you win this fight, but you actually
yeah,
watch the fight that they would have had.
yeah.
And it's great. I think it might actually be Donnie Yen plays Silver Spear. Um, yeah, brilliant film, and just a great film as well. Looks amazing. Some of the shots just fantastic. Yeah,
What did you think of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good film, and there was some good fights, but for me, some of like the wire stuff was a bit too much.
Too
Like it was
much.
too
Yeah.
wiry, like cause I get that they were like sort of, I don't know, they were a bit supernatural, they were like mystical
Mm.
types, and they could essentially fly, but it was, I don't know, it seemed a
Yeah, same. I didn't
bit,
rate it that much. I mean, I
yeah.
know.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it, but yeah, I didn't at the time. I was maybe a bit too young, but I didn't get all the fuss about it.
No.
Um, and I don't know, maybe it was because I'd just seen a lot of martial arts movies before. Maybe I just didn't particularly get the subtle undertones of it at the time.
Hmm.
But I saw it at the cinema and I enjoyed it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just thought there was just a few shots with wire stuff where I just thought, oh, that's really like it's a bit too wire, like
Yeah.
they would just like float off. I'm thinking, oh
Yeah.
fucking hell, yeah, like it looked a bit sketch sort of thing. Um, yeah, but it's one I could probably do with watching again, to be honest, because I watched it in the cinema and never seen it since, and
Hmm.
I could probably do with seeing it again to yeah
Hmm.
see
I
if I
did.
pick up a bit more now that I'm a bit older.
I didn't rate it that much. Like it was the one that I got really, really super excited about. I thought, "Fucking, this is going to be really good."
The hype was enormous at the time.
It
Like
was
the hype was
massive, and
massive for it. Yeah.
that is one we just spoke about last week when we were reviewing Sinners. But that was a one that was killed a little by the hype for
Oh,
me.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I had such high expectations for that,
yeah.
and it just fell so short. It's a fucking wild thing to compare it to, but it's the same way I felt about just because I thought this is going to be martial arts at its peak was the Iron Fist Netflix show.
Oh, hey, that was rough.
It was really rough, and I thought it was going to be fucking brilliant, especially after the back of Daredevil, and seeing how well they
Yeah,
nailed the
yeah.
fight scenes
Ah,
in
yeah. The
Daredevil. And I thought,
choreography in Daredevil
fucking
was great. Yeah.
Daredevil was peak. It was brilliant. It still is. Like it's class. The Born Again is fucking fantastic. The fight scenes are amazing. So I thought when we see Iron Fist is going to be this fucking master, and it fell so flat.
Mhm.
It was unbelievable.
What surprised me is I like at the time I thought, like you say, I mean they kind of did it with Daredevil, like they pulled off fight scenes with Daredevil. There were some really good competent
Yeah,
fight scenes, well put
yeah,
together.
great.
And I thought Marvel can pull off these fucking gigantic projects with effects coming out their assholes. Like
Yeah,
huge scenes of action choreography, not so much fight, but like action choreography.
yeah,
And I thought like a show about martial arts with a little bit of special powers, like glowy fists
yeah. It
and
should be.
do like a couple of mega punch type thing. I thought like just a straight up martial arts movie. How could they fuck that up?
Yeah, it should be
Like
a cakewalk.
yeah, they could have had the money to hire the absolute shit hottest like proper martial arts choreographers in the world.
Yeah,
I was like, how have they
yeah,
fucked this up? Like it's just,
yeah.
it's just
Such a disappointment. Such a
yeah, yeah,
disappointment.
baffling that. Yeah, genuinely baffling how they managed to balls that up.
Mm.
Yeah,
It could have
it's
been so good,
uh,
so good. But we got Daredevil, so like you win some, you lose some.
aye.
You need to watch Born Again so we can review
I
that.
know. I need to get through it. I need to get through so
Yeah,
fucking
because it's
much.
got fucking. I have a lot to say about Born Again. Anyway, you got any more honourable mentions before we spin this
Uh,
wheel?
don't think so. Or well, we mentioned Stephen Chow with Kung Fu Hustle, but the film he made
Hmm.
before that, Shaolin Soccer, is fucking
Oh
brilliant. Love
yeah,
it.
that's fucking
Absolutely
funny.
love
That.
Shaolin Soccer. It was the first one I
Yeah,
saw of
it's
his.
funny.
Saw it on DVD on a random when I was in Global Video in Peterlee,
Yeah. Fucking
looking for
hell.
a film to rent. I saw it and I thought, nah, I'll give this a
Give it a
go.
go.
Fucking brilliant. Absolutely love
Brilliant.
it. I went out and bought it when I took the video back to the rental place. I went and bought it from somewhere because I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it so much. Um, yeah, brilliant sort of combination of ordinary stuff like playing football, with like
Yeah,
power fantasy, when he does like the super kicks, he's
yeah,
like kicks the ball like miles and it's like denting the brick wall. It's
yeah.
just
It's
like
class.
it's
Like the
not like
keepers, like doing like forced meditating to put like a
yeah,
barrier
yeah.
around the goal.
Yeah,
It's
because
great.
him and the keeper are like sort of they're getting the band together, so to speak. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a brilliant scene where they're doing karaoke piss. It's fucking great. Great film, funny as hell, a lot of heart. Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Shaolin Soccer, rock solid.
Uh, right, let's have a look at this wheel then. So,
Look at fucking whale.
fucking wheel. I've changed a few of mine out. So
All right, have you?
we got yeah. So we got. They're not bad. They're not
All
bad.
right, well, you're
So
not bad, I think.
no. So of the 10, my 5 are Aliens, Jurassic Park, Spider-Man 2, Big Trouble in Little China, and Avengers.
Yeah, I'll take them.
You've got on yours. I need one more for you. You've got Last Starfighter, Dark Crystal,
Yeah.
Blair Witch, and Flash Gordon, double.
Fuck off.
So I need one more to put on the list for you, or if you want to change any more out.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of ones that we spoke about in the previous weeks that you might not that you haven't seen that you said sounded good. Should write all
What
this
have we
shit
got?
down, shouldn't I?
I've got
Um,
just a hand. I've got obviously the ones the martial arts ones you've talked about today: Kiss the Dragon, Ip Man, Fearless Hyena, and Drive. And then handy, I've got thrillers that you spoke about
mm,
last week. Once Were Warriors, Blue Ruin, Hunter x Hunter, Frailty, Lady Vengeance, Possum, Sci-Fi, Screamers, Equilibrium, no, The Signal, Europa Report. That one sounded intriguing actually. Fortress, Life Force,
Stick Fortress on there. I've not seen that
Fortress.
in a while, and it's a fun movie. Yeah, Europa Report's good. I enjoy it, but it's dry. It's as dry as a mummy's fart. I think a
Yeah.
watch along would just be us sitting sitting silently absorbing it.
Yeah.
Whereas Fortress is fucking bonkers. It's good fun, Fortress. Yeah, stick that
All
on there.
right.
And I've
All
not
right.
seen it
Okay then.
in 20, 30 years since I've seen Fortress.
Yeah. I mean, this list I think's all right. As long as I don't get fucking Blair Witch or Dark Crystal, I think I'm laughing.
Dark Crystal. Dark
Nah,
Crystal's a
is that a
great
puppet
movie.
thing?
Yeah, it's puppets. Aye. Jim Henson.
Or Flash Gordon either, actually, because that
Flash
fucking
Gordon's mint.
shit. All
Ugh.
right, spin the wheel. Three, two,
Spin the
one.
wheel.
Spin, spin, spin.
Fucking Raggedy Man.
Can you hear that?
No.
And we have Spider-Man 2.
Not bad. Not bad. Is that
Oh,
Doctor Octopus?
the Maguire
Tobey
one.
Maguire one. Yeah, yeah, that's all right then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Does.
Yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
do that next. We'll do it around the normal episodes. We might. I can't remember how long Spider-Man 2 is. If we'll be able to do it in one go, or we'll split it halfway through. If it's less than an hour, if it's an hour and a half or less, we'll just blast through it. If it's like fucking 2.5 hours long, we'll probably do it in two parts.
Excellent.
And next normal episode, we have. So that was martial arts. Fuck off, fucking stupid phone. Martial arts is done. Go on, then you can pick the next one. So we've got. You can do either 80s, 90s, noughties, dramas and biopics, superheroes, or animated.
Let's do dramas.
Dramas and
Dramas and
biopics.
biopics. I like a couple of
Yeah, I
biopics.
like a drama. I like a good drama.
The drama llama is in town.
All right. Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Um, if you're over on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on TikTok, give us a follow. Check out some of the latest clips. I'm always posting just little snippets of the episodes. Go back and listen again to any of the episodes that you haven't heard before. We'll see you next week, and we'll hopefully catch you for the watch along as well when we're watching Spider-Man 2. Bye.
Bye.